I am hugely competitive. And that's actually an understatement. My friends don't even like to play board games with me. Even drinking games get competitive. I kind of have the Ricky Bobby philosophy of if you ain't first, you're last. I'm not actually sure where that characteristic came from because neither of my parents are like that. I don't know if it's the middle child syndrome or what. I've just always been like that. So when one of my friends pushed me to sign up for a 5K back in April, it was on. I had a new area of my life to let my competitive nature trickle into. I knew back then I wouldn't win anything. I had never done a race. There were a ton of people signed up, most of whom have run for years. I wasn't expecting anything with that one other than to get the first one under my belt to see how the process worked. I did pretty well for my first one. We have a lady in our town who is well into her 70s, if not, she's already 80, who runs daily. She's done marathons, works out daily, she's fit. For the first half of the race, I was right there, pacing with her. Naturally, I'm enjoying it, entertaining myself. I'm doing everything I can to keep myself from laughing because I'm entertaining myself with thoughts like, oh, what did I do this morning? Nothing, just my usual morning run with Miss Barden. After the halfway mark, we come up on this big hill. My morning run with Mrs. Barden was over. I finished in 32:56, which was better than I expected, and it gave me a time to beat. I took up running much more seriously. It was like I had somewhere to be. I was going for the gold. I was from Kenya. In July, I ran another 5K with tons of people signed up. I wasn't leaving empty-handed either, because I had set a goal for myself. If I could finish in under 30 minutes, I was going to start training for a 10K. The race wasn't until 7 that night. All day, I was nervous. I was fidgety. I could not sit still. I drank 6 20-ounce bottles of water. I ate plain chicken and rice for lunch. I had a bagel with peanut butter and a banana before the race. I was so nervous. I peed more than I've ever peed in my life in one day. 6:15 finally came. I left the house and headed to the race. I parked, found my friend and her family, and began to get ready. I peed one more time. We lined up, ready, get set, go. It was 85 degrees and humid. After half a mile, I was thinking, this shit sucks. It was a Friday, so I was sore from all of my daily workouts. I work out at 5:30 every morning, and that day was no exception. I pushed through, though, because I knew I had a finish line to cross. I walked for a very short time at the 1.5 mile mark to grab some water, and then pick the pace back up. When I rounded the last corner, I saw the clock. It was 28 minutes. 28 minutes. What? I did an all-out sprint to the finish. I finished in 28 minutes and 51 seconds. All I wanted to do was pee. Afterward, I grabbed some water and talked with my friends. The award ceremony didn't start for another 45 minutes. I honestly wasn't sure that I was quick enough to win anything, and I almost left. I stuck around, though, and when the time was called, we went over to some picnic tables, and our big group waited to hear who was getting medals. They started with the overall winners and progressed to individual age groups. We had several medal receivers at our table. I was so proud of all of them. When we got to my age group, I remarked, all right, let's see who my competition is. They call up third place, then second, and then for first, Samantha White. I was rooted to the picnic table for a few seconds because I was pretty convinced there was another Samantha White there. Then my friend Renee asked, you gonna go get your medal? I walked up there and the race director asked if I was surprised. Yeah. I wore that thing proud. I had earned it for sure. Better text everybody I know. Then I looked down. They had given me the medal for second place. No way. This wasn't going to work. I wasn't a second place winner. I wasn't going for silver. This was my gold medal. After the race director was done calling everyone's names, my friend and I walked back to the stage. I had to figure a way to politely say, give me my medal, bitch. What came out was, I think I received the wrong medal. She asked my name and verified it should have been a first place medal. Sure, I know. She swapped my medal out and all was well. My friends and I say our goodbyes and I head to my car. I call my best friend and my boyfriend to debate if I'm hungry or if I should stop for food or if I just want to head straight home. I decide to head straight home. While I'm driving, I look down and catch my medal in the streetlight. What? What am I wearing? That is not a one. Instant disappointment. What kind of karma is this? I'm driving down the road wearing a third place medal. That's worse than what they originally gave me. I'm so upset. I get home, and of course, Colin makes a joke out of the situation. He asked to see my medal, and I explained that I was inadvertently given a third place medal after being given a second place medal. He says, "You don't have to lie, Sam. You can just admit you got third place." I emailed the race director, and she finally emailed me back and tells me to call the town hall where the race was held because the medals that weren't picked up were left there. I don't want to drive all the way down there to be let down, so I emailed the town clerk because I know her from work. She emails me back, and they don't have it. I emailed the race director again, and I never hear back from her. Not even an apology. I saw her one morning while I was out running, and she was on her way to get breakfast. I was still pretty bitter at this point, and I kind of wanted to trample her down. I chose wisely, and didn't. So I'm forced to live with this third place medal. I have it hanging by the door. It's a constant reminder that I know I made first place. Sometimes there's no need for a big medal or showpiece to prove you're number one. Sometimes you just show up and give it your best shot, and great things happen.